Say once there was and then shake it.
Once there was a really ugly girl named Mia at a summer camp called Camp Chief Niwot.
Oh, you guys have been to Camp Chief Niwot.
The kids said the camp was haunted. She didn't believe it until one night she snuck out of her cabin.
In the camp library, a room filled with old, dusty, rotting books, she saw a ghost looking at the camp photo album. "That's me," the ghost said. The album was old and dusty and crinkled dry, and it was from 1894.
And she walked by the painting of the camp's founder. She could have sworn the eyes in the painting followed her across the room.
She saw a ghost walk through the flower garden. Every flower the ghost touched turned black and wilted.
Poor little flower.
She walked by the TV room, and the ghosts were watching a blank screen and laughing hysterically.
She walked by the calendar on the lodge door, and every day was Friday the 13th. But somehow, that's a bad luck day, huh? Aren't you used to that? No, we're not used to that.
So Mia saw one of the camp counselors walking across there, and the camp counselor said, "Go back to bed." And she said, "Well, what about all these ghosts?" And the camp counselor said, "Look, little girl, you're crazy, you're having a nightmare, go back to bed." And Mia turned back to bed, and she looked back at the counselor, and the counselor was smiling a little bit, and the counselor had fangs. And Mia shuddered. She just shuddered and walked on by.
Do not go back to bed.
She heard an eerie noise coming from the maintenance shed, but it was just the wind blowing through the pipes.
She saw candles, really tall candles with lots of wax, like they'd been burning for years, flickering in the dining room, and a feast laid out on the tables. She looked closer, and the food looked like it was moving.
Maybe there was a human food.
It was kind of very slowly wiggling because it was full of maggots and it was just rotten bones.
Mia saw a flutter of bats under the gazebo. They just went. She heard them squeaking as they flew over, and it made her shiver.
She thought she saw a whole group of ghosts down by the laundry house, but it was just sheets blowing on the line. Or so she thought.
She saw something swinging from the lamppost by the boathouse. It looked like a rotting dead body, but it was somebody's sleeping bag.
Sure.
She thought she saw a new piece of equipment in the playground, but it was a giant spider, and it crawled away. It was not something else.
What's that giant spider like?
It was a big spider. It was hairy. It said hi. It was like saying, "Hey, how are you?"
So she walked by the camp garden. Now, none of the kids ever wanted to play in the camp garden because mainly that meant digging and getting dirty. So she never paid much attention to it. But then she saw, and there was a scarecrow. Everybody thought the scarecrow looked silly. But then she saw the scarecrow having a conversation. Its neck was moving. its teeth were moving, its mouth was moving. It was having a conversation with a ghost. It was the ghost of the camp founder.
Mia saw another camper who said they could scare the ghosts away if they...
dressed up like zombies, with worms coming out of their eyes, and pale faces and blood out of the corner of their lips. They got paint and makeup from the craft room. The ghosts were so scared, they crossed the lake to the other camp. The end.